My name is Jürgen Grieb. I'm from Treveri, Cellars, the only sparkling wine house in Washington State.
David Forsyth, Zirkle Wine Company, formerly the Hogue Cellars.
And how many years have you guys been growing wine?
I've been in the business for 32 years.
I'm about 31 years.
What's your favorite wine?
Ooh, Washington wine. Cabernet Sauvignon, right, a big one.
Well, in the early age, Washington State started out with a lot of Riesling, which, as a German, you love Riesling wines, but in the past 25 years, like David was saying, there have been a lot of great red wines, and hopefully as Treveri sells, we can also show that we can make some great sparkling wines out of Washington.
Yeah, so let's go and maybe a little bit more into that with Treveri and your sparkling wines. That's a little bit unusual for some of these wineries. Not everybody's doing what you're doing. What led you to, I guess, go further into that niche?
Okay, two things. Number one, if you compare Washington to California from the growing perspective, California is a very warm climate. Compared to Washington, we have some cooler climate areas where the nights cool off really good. We keep the hour acid, which California doesn't have that opportunity. So I think from the quality standpoint, I think Washington has a better growing climate if you pick the right sites.
And so, and you come from kind of creating large quantities of wine. What are some of the, I guess, tips, techniques how do you do that? How do you do a lot of wine consistently well?
Well, it's one is you start with good fruit. That's what Washington gives us an advantage to begin with. It's a great place to grow wine grapes. The other piece of it is just organization, being well planning and having a good, well trained staff, good equipment, good facilities. And just as you make wine over the years, you develop an experience and an understanding of what it takes to get the job done.
So it's been 30 years making wine in the Yakima AVA. What do you see the next 30 years bringing to this area?
Well, I've always been astounded by how much this industry continues to grow. Initially, the quality of the wines that are coming out of here and the value of them was kind of expecting us to get more acceptance early on. Washington State is even after 30 years, it's only still, I think, in its infancy and will continue to grow.
In Washington, over the last 30 years is the terroir. I think we've been learning a lot more and more what size to plant what grapes, and I think that's really enhancing our quality in Washington, and will be, I think, even down the road, even more competitive to other great growing regions, even in the world, not just California.